Hey Aries, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. As with everything in life, if I don't catch a wavelength or storyline on this reading, you can check your other major placements. There will not be extendeds this week, but we are going to do a traditional tarot spread with my spooky tarot deck. Well, the Calaveras. So, all right, from the bottom of the deck, overall for the reading, Santa Muerte, the namesake of the deck, the Santa Muerte deck. All right, death. Major transformation. Okay, chill out. We're not, it's not death. We're not predicting death. It's just a big transformation. Look, big transformation. She's a doorway between worlds. She is a big transformation, a big change coming in here, crossing some sort of threshold, some sort of expected harvest. This isn't, the time has come for something to transform, to change. Pregnancy, giving birth, that is being the threshold between worlds, being the doorway between worlds. And so this is expected. This is not going to take you by surprise. This isn't a shock. I mean, some of the feelings you have might be rather surprising, but this is an expectation ushering in a new world, a new life. So Santa Muerte, something has to make room for that. The death card here. Death is extremely generous, and as new life comes in, old life must die away, and so it's very lovely that death makes way for that. New life, new creativity, new combinations, new forms, all of that. So something will be probably lost in the process. I don't really see you really being all that upset about it in this card, and the way I'm feeling about it right now is that you're not... This card is very much more about the new life that's coming and crossing the threshold. And there's a lot less focus than in other cards on the threshold from what to what, right? So when we cross the threshold, we're moving from one room to another room. And this card doesn't really even focus very much on the room we're leaving. We're just very much focused on the future and on life. I love this Santa Muerte, this death card, because she's definitely talking about the new life, and there's a loss of an old life, right? If you're not a parent and then you have a child, now you are forever a parent, and you've lost the not parentness. But very few people focus on losing the not parentness or the childlessness. That's not really the focus of this card. So this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Oh, we have Eight of Wands. In the recent past, there's been a lot of messages sent, received, maybe a lot of conversations even. A lot of messages here. Eight of Wands has quite a... Some passion might have been in those messages. Maybe a need, maybe a... but there's definitely been a forward movement, a strong, lively, I want to say, lively forward movement. A message is communication, right? The jaw's wide open, we're communicating. So there's been a lot of really open and good communication here. In your current situation, we have Ace of Pentacles starting something in the real world. So beginning something in the real world. It comes from this communication, I think. We're talking about communication. It comes from the communication. There have been some messages here. And it's a path of maybe work-related, or it's just in the 3D here. It's happening. And it's the beginning. So it's learning some sort of new skill, or beginning maybe a new job, or beginning a new skill set. And it's very tangible. It's very visible, visual. You'll probably have like a date where something starts. This could be a new apartment, a new something, but this communication actually leads to something happening in the real world. Your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape is this Justice card. You may be hoping for some balance to be restored to this aspect of your life. You might be worried. Justice always talks about integrity, the intentions behind our actions, to me, because that's what ends up, that unfolds more reliably than the actions themselves. Well, it doesn't, I mean, we have this saying, like, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And then there's always unintended consequences. But there's a sense of balancing out. I see the scythe again of reaping what has been sown. So balance, you're hoping for balance to come to a situation. If there's been any shady activity here at all, you might be very worried. If you've participated in any shady activity, if you've lied on your resume, if you've, done some shady financial shit here, like, you could be worried about justice coming in. But there's also your hope. If you're hoping for this, you're thinking about, balancing out a situation, creating more balance, more cohesion, some more give and take. It's the Libra card, right? Because we have the scales so prominent here. You're thinking about justice. Maybe you're thinking about taking someone to court, or maybe you're thinking about creating justice in a situation, making something fair. What's at issue here? Oh, is an Ace of Cups. Drained, feeling emotionally drained. This could be depression. It's interesting because you have this new beginning, but you might not be feeling it. You might just be like, oh, this isn't very satisfying. This isn't really what I wanted. Or maybe this has been the state that you've been in, but there's been some sort of depression, some sense of emptiness, a dryness. Not feeling the message. There's just an emptiness here. This might be a hollow victory. This might feel like kind of a hollow victory. If there's not a new relationship, like if you're starting something, it's like you're starting it alone, or you're starting it it's not like, I'm not getting a lot of enthusiasm about this new start or this new job or this new apartment. There's something here that's really draining. There's some kind of unhappiness, maybe even some loneliness as part of this situation. Like, we're looking at this rebirth, and I sure hope so, because there's been a lot of like depression, possibly grief. Somebody's affected by this. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's someone else around you when we're close to people, their emotional and mental states really can profoundly affect us too. I mean, not the pressure, it's just the fact. It's just the fact that when we care about people, their emotional states will affect us. In your exterior, this is really interesting. It's like there's some sort of accomplishment here, but there's not a feeling of accomplishment and not a lot of joy in the accomplishment. You could be feeling jealous, maybe. Four of Wands, somebody's leveling up. It might not be you, but this is someone leveling up. This is, so what the story I've made up behind this card is that, because it's the engagement card, it's the 1111 engagement card, right? So the story I've made up here about this, what's going on, and is that she's been farming, and now it's time to bring some of her fruits to the market, right? So before like your farmer's market opens, you have, the farmer has to plan out what they're going to plant this year, what they want to focus on. They have to, brush up on their skills. They have to plant, they have to prepare the ground, they have to plant stuff in it, they have to grow stuff, and then they can bring their first fruits to the farmer's market. That doesn't mean any of this work stops, because if they want to keep going, they have to keep doing this work and keep planting. It's just is like a marker. It's like a moment where, aha, we've accomplished something. We have gotten this far. We've put in all this work and we've gotten this far. So the wands also connotates something public. So it could be someone achieving something and announcing it. It might not be you. It might be someone you're watching kind of go through these steps, and there might be a sense of jealousy where, maybe our cup should have been full of love, or would have hoped, not should have, but would have hoped that it would have been full of love. But there could be some jealousy here as someone else is going through these levels and achieving things and getting things, and heading to the next level, and you're still back here. So there could be something about that, or this could also be you being offered something to level up, being offered the next level, leaving a probationary period, leaving some sort of, it's still on the same track. So we're not like, this chapter is over and done. We're like thinking about, this chapter is right here, like, it's just the next level. It's like, you know, just the next part of the chapter, not the chapter's over or whatever. But so you might be being invited to come into a new level here with a journey that you're on. So it's not the closure of the journey, it's not the end all be all of the journey, but it is the next level of this journey. So you might be being asked to do that. That might come with these, that might have been what all this messaging and all these messages were about. And so this could be a job offer, especially with this Ace of Pentacles here. You could be getting some kind of offer coming in externally. In your to-do list is Four of Swords. Rest. I mean, if you're getting an offer for some future thing, the first order of business is to rest, possibly get grounded, which I see with this. I see with this coffin here. You know, getting into the ground, really connecting with that. Getting grounded. I guess when I have a big opportunity, the first thing I do is like go for a walk or go outside or ground with nature somehow, to just, I don't know, it's just the first step, or take a nap. It's just the first step is resting and connecting. And then, so Four of Swords is about resting, is about not a final rest, a temporary rest. We don't have all the nails in the coffin here. We're just kind of putting something to rest. It's taking a time out from something, taking a break from something, you know, and this is fundamental to recuperation, to renewed vision, right? We've kind of had this loss of maybe vision, loss of feeling, a numbness almost. And this is a strong indication to rest. Like, listen to that, whether that's physical or feeling drained physically, feeling drained emotionally. The answer is always going to be the same: rest. It's a fundamental part of life. So we have this overall ending that's actually a beginning disguised as an ending. No, an ending disguised as the beginning. An ending, all we're seeing is the beginning of something. And with this Ace of Pentacles here, this Four of Wands, it looks like something's starting in the real world. But there's some sort of fundamental, this is reminding me of when I had kids. And obviously, this is going to remind me of becoming a mother. One of the things is I worked out a lot. Not a lot, but you know, I was like, I could be training for a marathon here. I do not want to be like in the worst shape of my life going into labor. So I did a lot of walking, and I lived in a steep neighborhood with lots of stairs. So I went up and down those stairs a lot. And then one day I was like, I just don't feel like doing it. I'm just going to rest. I'm just going to lay down. I was 2 weeks late, just overdue, you know, and just laid down. And then I went into labor that day. It was like my body knew that rest was what I needed now, like all that work. And then the labor went really fast, and it was good. And I don't know if that has to do with exercise or not, but it worked for me. So I am not your doctor, and I'm not advising you how to be pregnant. That's what worked for me. So it could be something like that, resting up because more is ahead of you. Something else is ahead of you. That's what Four of Swords always looks like to me. It's a break, taking a break. And then possible outcome, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this is exactly that pregnancy story. Like all that work, taking a rest after a bunch of work, because you've got Nine of Pentacles coming in here. Do you have Nine of Pentacles? Is it Six? Geez, the way they did this, I can't tell. It's Six of Pentacles. Okay, well, maybe not Nine of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is having patience. Something's going to take the time it takes. That's all there is to it. And you just have to have patience. Of course, once we start talking about patience, we're also talking about impatience, because if we're actually patient, we don't even think about it. So it's just being patient. Be patient. Take a rest. Take a break here and be patient. You've already put some work into something. You've already begun. Something's already begun. And you just need to be patient and wait patiently for something. More messages maybe, or Yeah, there's just rest and be patient. Chill out. Chill out. All right. There's a big transition afoot for you, and your job is to kind of chill out and rest and be patient, because something's already started. We've already got things beginning here. And maybe this rest is about rejuvenating your spirit as well. So, all right, Aries, I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.